Alright, let's get right to it. We need to talk about credit cards. So many people swipe that piece of plastic without truly understanding the power and the danger they hold in their hands. A credit card is not free money. I will say that again. It is not free money. It is a tool. When you use it, you are taking out a short-term loan from a bank. You are borrowing money that you have promised to pay back. If you do not pay it back on time, and in full, you will pay extra for the privilege of borrowing. That extra is called interest, and it can become a very, very expensive trap if you are not careful. This is a fundamental truth you must accept to be powerful. So, how does this all work? It is simpler than you think. When you buy something with your credit card, the bank that issued the card pays the store on your behalf. Now, you owe the bank that money. At the end of each billing cycle, which is usually about 30 days, the bank sends you a statement. This statement lists everything you bought, how much you spent, and the total amount you owe. It will also show you a minimum payment due. I want you to listen to me closely. The minimum payment is the biggest danger zone. Paying only the minimum is a ticket to a lifetime of debt. It is designed to keep you paying interest for as long as possible. Think of your credit limit as a boundary, not a goal. Your credit limit is the maximum amount of money the bank will let you borrow. If your limit is $5,000, you cannot spend a penny more than that on the card. But just because you can spend up to $5,000 does not mean you should. A high credit limit is a sign that the bank trusts you, but it is also a test of your own self-control. Responsible people see that limit and think, I will stay far away from that number. They know that using too much of their available credit, even if they pay it back, can hurt their credit score. This is called your credit utilization ratio, and it is a major part of being financially strong. Your credit score is your financial report card to the world. It is a 3-digit number that tells lenders how responsible you are with money. When you use a credit card wisely, paying your bill on time, every time, and keeping your balances low, you build a positive history. This makes your credit score go up. A high credit score opens doors. It gets you better interest rates on car loans and mortgages, saving you thousands of dollars over your lifetime. It can even affect your ability to rent an apartment or get a job. Your credit card is one of the most powerful tools you have for building that score, so you must treat it with respect. The biggest pro of a credit card is simple convenience and security. Carrying a large amount of cash is risky. If it is lost or stolen, it is gone forever. But if your credit card is stolen, you are protected. You can call the bank, report the fraud, and you will not be held responsible for the unauthorized charges. That is a powerful protection to have. Credit cards are also essential for things like renting a car or booking a hotel room, where a simple debit card often won't do the trick. They make life easier, but only when you are the one in control of the card, not the other way around. Another major advantage is the potential for rewards. These come in many forms: cash back, travel points, or discounts on gas and groceries. If you are already spending money on these things, why not get a little something back for it? For example, let's say a family spends $500 a month on groceries. With a card that offers 2% cash back on groceries, that's $10 back in their pocket every single month, or $120 a year. It may not sound like a fortune, but that money is better in your account than the bank's. The key, and you must hear me on this, is that you can only win this game if you pay your bill in full every month. The interest you'd pay would wipe out any rewards you earn. Now, for the cons. The single greatest risk is the high interest rate, also known as the annual percentage rate, or APR. Credit card APRs are notoriously high, often ranging from 15% to 25%, or even higher. Let's look at a real-life scenario. Imagine you have a $3,000 balance on a card with a 20% APR. If you only make the minimum payment each month, it could take you over 10 years to pay it off, and you would end up paying thousands of dollars in interest alone. That is money you are throwing away. You are paying for yesterday's purchases with tomorrow's dollars, and that is a recipe for financial disaster. The other major pitfall is the temptation to overspend. Credit cards make spending feel frictionless. You swipe the plastic and the item is yours. It doesn't feel like real money leaving your pocket. This can lead to what I call debt denial. You buy things you cannot afford, telling yourself you will pay for them later. But later always comes, and it comes with a bill. A bad habit starts with one small impulse purchase you can't afford, then another, and another. Before you know it, you are drowning in a sea of debt, All because the ease of swiping made you forget the reality of paying. This is a trap you must be strong enough to avoid. Let's bust some myths. The biggest one I hear is, I need to carry a balance on my credit card to build my credit score. This is a 100% ridiculous, expensive, and dangerous lie. You do not, I repeat, do not need to pay a single penny in interest to build a good credit score. Lenders want to see that you can borrow money and pay it back responsibly. The best way to show this is by using your card for small, planned purchases and then paying the entire balance in full before the due date. Paying in full is the ultimate power move. It shows you are reliable and in complete control of your finances. Another myth is that closing an old credit card you don't use will help your score. Stop right there. Unless that card has an outrageous annual fee, closing an old account can actually hurt your credit score. Why? Because a huge part of your score is based on the length of your credit history. An older account shows you have a long, stable history with credit. Closing it shortens that history. Also, closing a card reduces your total available credit, which can increase your credit utilization ratio. If you have a card you don't use, just put it in a safe place. Maybe use it for one tiny purchase every 6 months to keep it active, then pay it off immediately. Here's a fact some people find surprising. Checking your own credit score does not hurt it. You can, and you should, check your credit score and your full credit report regularly. This is called a soft inquiry, and it has zero impact on your score. It's like looking in the mirror. It doesn't change your appearance, it just shows you what's there. The hard inquiries that can lower your score are when you apply for new credit, like a loan or another credit card, and the lender pulls your report. You should be approved, not denied, when you apply for credit. Checking your score empowers you to know where you stand at all times. And for the final truth, all debt is not created equal. There is a huge difference between having a mortgage to own a home, which is an appreciating asset, and having credit card debt for things you consumed long ago, like dinners and vacations. Credit card debt is toxic. It is a weight that holds you back from building real wealth. Your number one financial priority, after establishing an emergency fund, must be to get rid of your credit card debt once and for all. You cannot save, you cannot invest, you cannot get ahead while you are paying 20% interest to a bank. You must get angry at your debt and make a plan to destroy it. So, how do you break bad habits and build a strong financial future? First, you must create a budget. You cannot control your money if you do not know where it is going. Track every single dollar. Once you see where your money is going, you can find places to cut back. This is not about deprivation. It is about making conscious choices. Maybe you cut back on restaurant meals or subscription services. Every dollar you free up is a dollar you can use to pay down your debt. This is your first step toward taking back your power. You need to be the master of your money. Next, if you are in debt, you need an attack plan. One proven method is the debt avalanche. You list all your credit card debts from the highest interest rate to the lowest. You make the minimum payments on all of them, but you throw every extra dollar you have at the card with the highest APR. This is pure mathematics. By tackling the most expensive debt first, you will save the most money in interest over time. Once that card is paid off, you take all the money you were paying on it and attack the card with the next highest rate. You create a powerful momentum that will carry you to the finish line. For a real-life example of a good habit, consider Maria. She uses her credit card for all her planned monthly expenses, groceries, gas, and her cell phone bill. She does this to earn cashback rewards. But here is the critical part. She has already budgeted for these expenses. The money is sitting in her checking account, waiting. As soon as the bill comes, she pays the entire balance online, long before the due date. She never pays a dime in interest. Her credit score is excellent, and she earns about $25 a month in rewards. Maria uses her credit card as a smart financial tool, not a crutch. I want you to stand up straight and feel this in your bones. You are in control. You have the power to change your financial life, starting today. Your first call to action is to pull your credit report. Look at it. Know your score. Your second call to action is to make a budget and find $50 or $100 you can start paying toward your debt right now. You are not a victim of your circumstances. You are a warrior. You can do this. Get your money in order, and you will own your life. Now go out there and be strong, be smart, and be secure.